Yesterday, Donald Trump went to Michigan on sort of the 100 days roughly of his administration. And one of the people he met with is Governor Gretchen Whitmer. And she is taking a lot of heat for meeting with Trump. She's going to join me next, and we'll talk to her about that. But before we get to that, one of the things Donald Trump did in Michigan is he held a rally in Warren. Now, this was a venue whose maximum capacity was about 4,000. The setup only allowed about 60% of the space to be used. And there were still many empty seats. As you can see here, even up behind Trump, you see that one of the sort of bleachers, I guess we would call it, on the left under the Jobs, Jobs, Jobs banner is like half empty. And Donald Trump, of course, is there saying our crowds are so big. AOC and Bernie, they don't have crowds. This was, if you account for the fact that not the entire space was open and then a bunch of it was empty anyway, this is like a half full rally. This is 2,000 people. This is nothing compared to the AOC Bernie crowds. And listen to Trump.
Party. They have no candidates. And when they say that Bernie's probably the best they have. By the way, he's about 7 years older than me, more, 8 years older. One thing I got to give him credit, he's a lunatic, but he's still pretty sharp. And he's going around with AOC +3, the +3 follow him. They hang on for little bits. They hang on for nuggets. And they get crowds. They say, our crowds are so much bigger than their crowds. Their crowds are small. If I ever had a crowd like their biggest crowd, they'd say it's over for Trump.
Yeah, Trump's got 2,000 people at what is his only rally so far of, the year, billed as the big celebration of a successful 100 days. This guy's deranged. But then it got even weirder. Donald Trump once again ranting about toilets. This guy is obsessed with plumbing. This guy is obsessed with water pressure. And once again, toilets. Has there ever been a president as obsessed with toilets as Trump? Was William Howard Taft ranting and raving about being able to flush once? Listen to this.
All night long. And by the way, did you just see what I did? Straws. I wiped out the paper straw. Little thing. These are the.
I flushed millions of straws down my toilet.
Your sink. You ever try buying a new sink and no water comes out? Your shower heads, your toilets, the whole thing. It's a disaster.
Toilet.
We now have it so you can have as much water as you want because it's not an environmental problem. You have areas they can't get rid of their water, and yet they put restrictors on them. You used to take them off, but now you can't because they're welded in, but now you don't have to worry about that because
it would be interesting to do an analysis of how many times presidents said the word toilet publicly during their presidencies. It has to be that there's no one who even can hold a candle to Donald Trump. Trump, unclear what actual successes he can tout, is relegated to saying, soon we will be on Mars.
And one day soon, American astronauts will plant the flag on the planet Mars. That's going to happen very soon. Every single day.
It is not going to happen very soon. Mars is a frozen rock, and while absolutely fascinating and I'm sure extraordinarily interesting to look at going to Mars, and it's a project I support, it is not going to be a presidential accomplishment. It is not going to happen anytime soon. And Trump is just trying to find a way to funnel more money into Elon Musk's pockets. A disoriented Trump talks about firing Biden attorneys, but he just seems mixed up and confused.
Never happened, not even a little chance. We have ended the weaponization of law enforcement and fired Joe Biden's handpicked.
There's a glitch. You guys notice it?
These are pro-crime U.S. attorneys, except if it's a political person like me.
I dare linguists. The most cunning linguist could not unwind the syntax of that statement. Trump, as usual, knows more than everybody, and he took the opportunity of yesterday's rally to remind us, even when it comes to interest rates, he knows much more about interest rates than the chairman of the Federal Reserve.
Inflation is basically down, and interest rates came down despite the fact that I have a Fed person who's not really doing a good job, but I won't say that. I want to be very nice. I want to be very nice and respectful to the Fed. You're not supposed to criticize the Fed. You're supposed to let him do his own thing. But I know much more than he does about interest rates, believe me.
That's right. Trump knows more about vaccination than virologists. Trump knows more about weapons than the generals. Trump knows more about interest rates than the chairman of the Federal Reserve. He just knows more than everybody. Trump bragging about ending DEI.
I ended all of the lawless so-called diversity, equity, and inclusion bullshit all across the entire federal government and the private sector.
You know Trump is serious because he swore. And finally, Trump giving a shout out to our friend, Mike Pillow Lindell, in the crowd. As we talked about earlier this week, Pillow's having a tough go. But Trump, I guess, still likes him.
This purchaser of ads in history. If he would have bought my ads, I could have had 10 times more ads on. There's never been. Is there any station that doesn't have a Pillow ad in? But he's great, and he's doing great, and he's got a beautiful new wife and all that stuff, and I'm proud of you. Look at him holding hands. They're still holding hands. I'm very proud of him. That's nice. Usually by this time, and a lot of people I know, Mike, by this time it's over. It's over. Look at you holding hands. I love that. I saw that. I pardon.
Oh, boy. So this is what the president is doing on the 100-day mark of his second term as we learn the economy contracted, GDP down in Q1. And this is what Trump is doing. Sad state of affairs. After the break, we will ask Gretchen Whitmer, what's up with these Trump meetings? What is she up to? Quick break. Back after this, remember to get on my newsletter at davidpakman.substack.com. You know, I'll often talk to my friends about what do we really think is private on our computers and on our phones. And many people believe that their emails are genuinely private. And it turns out that a lot of the email services are looking at your emails and can look at your emails even after you have deleted them, which is why I recommend our sponsor, StartMail, a trusted name in secure email for more than a decade. StartMail is based in the Netherlands. Netherlands is known for very strong data protection laws. Your emails won't be scanned. Your emails won't be tracked. StartMail will block those invasive tracking pixels so you won't be monitored by companies and by hackers. And when you delete an email in StartMail, it is gone for good. Your data stays private. They are all in on this with a ton of features, including aliases to keep you anonymous, strong encryption with your emails. It is super easy to move to StartMail. It's a few clicks, migrate your emails, migrate your contacts. You really can't go wrong. Try StartMail for yourself, completely free for 7 days at startmail.com/Pacman, which will also give you 50% off your first year. The link is in the description.